I just hit go live. I think we're live. Are we live? We're live.
I'm about to check.
We are live. Hello, peoples. We are live.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and it was good that you commented that. Yeah, that's for sure. Little ones was not racist. If the thumbnail is implying that he's in racist, maybe I made it wrong. I tried to make it seem like he was the one talking. I tried to make it seem like it was your Discord, like we were in Discord and you were talking and you were saying, you know, that the dude was racist. That's what I was getting at. If that's not what it gave, then holy snap! Didn't mean that. Didn't mean for it to look any other way. But basically just start from the top. If there's gonna be points where either me or Keaton will probably cut you off for a second just to ask you a question or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hi guys.
Go ahead.
This base looks so freaking good, bro.
Keaton, stop talking about bases and focus on the topic at hand, bud. Come on, bud. Let's focus on what we got going on.
I'm excited, bro.
So, do you guys want me to start telling the story, or
Yeah, start. We're live. You can start.
So, this story, I feel like I encountered racism. I'm gonna explain the story. So, what happened was, I went to a thrift store with my grandmother. We walked to the thrift store, brought a few things, and then we went to another store. This is where it occurred at the other store. So while I was in the other store, my grandma was checking the ATM. Like, we was at the ATM, she was trying to look at the money she had left, okay? Because we brought a few things. And then I didn't really go anywhere, and the lady saw me put my phone in my pocket. But I feel like she knew it was a phone. I don't know what her intention was. But then while I was halfway out the store, like I was like half the sidewalk away from the store, the cashier lady, her name is Annie, and she's a white lady, and I'm black, of course. She's white, I'm black. And the white lady, her name Annie. I don't want to say white lady, just, it sounds racist. So I'm just going to call her Annie. Annie came out the store and yelled at me, do I want to pay for what I took? And I said, what are you talking? I thought it was a sale at first, so I'm like, what are you talking about? She started implying that I was stealing from the store. Like, she just yelled and said that I'm stealing. She basically yelled that I'm stealing, and she barely had any proof about it. And then she told me to empty my pockets. And when I emptied my pockets, it was my phone. And I looked up on Google recently. A cashier cannot tell someone to empty their pockets. You can't do that because cashiers can't do that. And I looked it up, and she did that to me. So then I was really upset. I'm like, Mom, I think I just encountered racism. I told her on the phone. And when I told my mom, she got real mad and said, let me speak to the cashier lady. So then when I gave the phone to the cashier lady, she started yelling at her saying that I was autistic and I'm black and she will come from 4 hours away to come deal with her. And it was crazy. And because I feel like she was being racist.
She definitely was being racist, 100%. No ifs, ands, or buts. I'm gonna be honest with you. If she saw you, like, let's be realistic. If she saw you walk in, I mean, she definitely saw you with your phone, and she was probably watching you the whole time. I don't know. Maybe she just wanted you to make you feel bad or something. Like, I don't know what her main goal was there, but she was definitely being racist. That sounds crazy.
And that's not a good image because how would I steal? Like, I feel like she knew it was a phone because it's like I just pulled it out for a second and I barely even went around the store. And then she just yelled at me, do I want to pay for what I took? And it's like, what are you talking about? And then
this is like at a little grocery store or what? Was it at a grocery store? What kind of store was this? It's like a clothing store or a grocery store or what?
It's like a liquor/snack store.
And what, she thought you took like candy or something?
Probably.
What?
But my mother went off. My grandma was like, my grandson do not steal. I don't steal, as you know, and you met me before. I'm a nice kid. I don't be doing nothing. And I guess she didn't know that, but like out of the blue, she just called me out, and then she made me take everything out my pocket.
Was there people there? Like was it just you and your grandma, or was there other people there?
I think it was just me, my grandma, and maybe like one other person. But like, we
That's
came
mad
back to the store
embarrassing.
hours late. And not just that. My grandma called corporate on them. My mom called corporate on them.
Yeah,
Like
good.
my mom actually was really mad, and she was like, she can't just do that, and she's still really mad at her. She was saying how she go get beat down if she do not apologize to me. It was insane. I'm like, you go, mom.
Hey, YouTube. By the way, nobody's gonna get beat down. All right. Hey, YouTube. If you're
No, it's not gonna happen no
YouTube
more.
guidelines, nobody's
It's
gonna
just
get
called
beat
corporate.
down. All right. All right.
If
Nobody.
you do, we ain't know
We were
about it.
just,
If somebody
we were
gets
just
beat
mad
down, we
at-
had no idea about the beating. Okay, no idea about
oh
any
no,
beating.
that's not going to happen no more. No, we were just mad. Mom ended up just calling corporate, so we're
But
good.
it's going ops.
Honestly, if your mom called corporate and explained that whole situation the same way you just did me, if Annie doesn't get fired, I say I don't know. We put like a million like horrible Google reviews until she does. I don't know, because that's crazy. That's actually wild.
She could go with the other
Accused me
point.
without any real evidence. She just accused me, and I thought she did it because I was black. She was probably looking at me because I'm black. Think about it.
No, that's probably no. It's 100% the reason why. Yeah, she was. That's
And when I
crazy.
told my other friends and mother about this, they all said she definitely being racist.
I mean, what other reason was she doing it for? You know, why are you even watching for a kid to be stealing? Do you think? I mean, I don't know. I don't go if I worked at a store. I'm not watching kids to see if they're stealing or not. You know what I mean? She was probably
Yeah.
intently watching you, thinking you would steal because because you're not white. She was racially profiling. Exactly like Marilyn
No.
said. She was racially profiling and had zero evidence of you stealing. Facts. That is literally facts.
I would have said
And I was upset about this. I was like, I can't believe she did this to me. I just came out for a good time, and she just did that to me. I
You
was
know-
actually kind of upset about this.
So it's actually crazy because I was in the grocery store and like, you know, I'm Mexican and I got hand tattoos and stuff like that. So I guess I do look some type of way. But I'm going in the grocery store. This is literally, it's crazy that you said this, little ones, because this is, what was this, yesterday? It was yesterday. It was literally yesterday. I was in this grocery store and I'm getting all the items I'm getting. And as the entire time that I'm getting my stuff, there's somebody with there's a girl with a loss prevention shirt on, so I could tell that she works for loss prevention. Like she's the security, she makes sure people doesn't steal. And like usually those people are watching inside of cameras. They only come out when they actually catch somebody stealing. That's what those people do. They're sitting there watching cameras, and then if you do steal, they come out and they stop you if they catch you on the camera. But this lady was following me the whole time I was shopping. And at first I was thinking maybe I'm paranoid, maybe she's shopping. But she didn't have anything in her hands at all. She's just following me. And like,
Oh my!
once I feel like she's actually following me and I'm like, this is weird. I'm grabbing the last items. It was these water bottles. It was literally, where are my waters? One of these waters right here. Grabbing these waters. I get the last one and I put it in my thing. And like, I verbally say it because I feel like this lady is following me. She thinks I'm stealing. So I verbally out loud say, all right, that's everything. I'm going to go check out now. And like as soon as I say that, she cuts off and walks into an employees only room and just leaves. Was she like, what was she doing? Do you think she thinks she probably thought I was stealing, right?
she saw that you were a Mexican and thought that you were stealing.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy, Keaton? This is in a village. So like the town is called Pelham and it's like a village, right? And it's like I think it's probably like 95% white. There's no like Hispanics and you know what I'm saying? This is like a predominantly white area. And I went to that grocery store because it's a really nice grocery store. They have organic food and stuff like that. I like eating organic food and stuff. I guess she felt like, you know, my hand tattoos and stuff. Maybe she felt like I shouldn't have been shopping there. I don't know. But she was watching me the whole time.
Not every bad person got tattoos. I feel like it's kind of cartoons and shows' fault because they make criminals have tattoos. So in a way, it's just like it makes people think that way.
Some of the nicest people I've ever met in my life had tattoos, so. And guess what? Some of the meanest people I've met in my life didn't have tattoos. Some of the worst criminals I've met actually had 0 tattoos on their body. So, yeah, there's that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think the lesson here is just like profiling people is wrong, and maybe looking at people based off their appearance and judging them probably shouldn't be the best. Isn't the best idea. You know what I mean? Probably we can learn from here. That's crazy though. If I was you, honestly, if she would have like called the cops, since she didn't call the cops, I don't think you could really sue. But if she did call the cops,
I don't know. Like when I told my grandma's friends, they were saying how she shouldn't like. One of her friends saying how she would go call somebody on them. Like we called corporate on her, and of course corporate agreed with her. And I'm hoping she get fired. And then I came back to that store hours later, and the manager actually apologized and gave me a $10 gift card to their store. And
fire.
Yeah, but we still call corporate on them, and I'm hoping she loses her job.
You should have trolled her.
Having situations, but still, if you're gonna be racist while working somewhere, don't work at all.
You should have trolled her. You should have trolled her. You should have been like, oh yeah, $10 gift card. I'm gonna use it on the. I'm gonna buy the same candy that I stole earlier. Just to piss them off. That's crazy. A $10 gift card is not enough. Maybe they could get in trouble. I never heard of a place giving a $10. Places only give out stuff when they know they're wrong. When they know they've done wrong.
The manager was apologizing to me, and in my opinion, it shouldn't really be the manager apologizing.
It should be the person. It should be the person who did it.
That lady apologize to me.
She wasn't there anymore, or she was still there?
She wasn't there, but I did see her yesterday. She didn't say nothing to me. I think she stared at me like once, but that was it, really.
She's probably like on. If she didn't get fired, she probably got a very strict warning, and right now, any mistake she makes might get her fired. That's probably why she like scared of you when you walked in. She's like, "Oh, if I say anything to this kid, I'm gonna lose my job."
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping she loses her job because it made me feel a certain way. I was mad because it's like.
I mean, how wouldn't you feel some type of way though?
I was questioning myself, was she truly being racist? And when I told my friend Allison, my friend Fancy Baby, I was talking to all of them. They all said that lady was being racist.
Yeah, she was. She definitely was.
Don't ever like hate.
And then the crazy thing is, I'm in an area where it's a lot more whites than blacks. And that's the only white person that was actually rude to me. Everyone, all the other whites, they were pretty nice to me. Like, they treated me really nicely. But it was just that one lady.
I feel like it doesn't matter if you're white or black. The majority of people are good, Most people are good. And then there's people from every race has bad people. That's what I've realized. But I would say majority of people are good. I would say the majority. There's more good people than there is bad people. And if that wasn't true, then I feel like we'd all be dead by now. You know what I mean?
Probably.
You know what I'm saying? We'd all be dead by now if that wasn't true. Schools wouldn't be able to work. Because you hear about bad people at schools. Like, yeah, there's a couple bad staff members. But I would say probably most of the people who work at the school are good. And that's why the building exists.
Well, I don't have no bad teachers. Like my friend Allison, she in the chat, she could probably tell you herself. But some of the teachers is rather unreasonable or just annoying. Like she can tell you stories.
Why, you got some annoying teachers? Let's hear some. If you got some annoying teacher stories, we could hear them.
Pop them out.
Pop them out. Let's hear them. Keaton, you got some really good. You got
They're
some really good stories to tell.
All right, buddy. They're not friendly anymore.
They're not PG-13?
They're not PG, buddy.
They're not, right?
And they ain't know it, and they ain't no exaggerating it either. If it comes out, it's coming out one way or another, buddy. I ain't even trying to say that to be disrespectful. That's just how it is.
We're in a different time now, Keaton, which is very great.
Oh.
Which, honestly, Keaton, the growth from the day that I met you, little ones, you don't understand. I met Keaton when he was, you were what, 15 or 16, Keaton, when I met you?
16.
16.
Sent me like I don't know 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Not
Keaton,
even
I
that
met
long.
Keaton when he was 16, and he was probably one of the baddest little kids I've ever met in my life. He was doing
Very true.
he was doing very, very bad things. He was up to no good. And
No good in life.
he would join our voice calls every day with a
Just to
different
talk
problem.
smack.
With a different problem. You'd always come in with some crazy story on how you got suspended for fighting, or you got suspended for arguing with the teacher, or you got caught doing something bad in the bathroom. You was always doing something bad. And you was always getting caught doing it. And every single time, what did we tell you, bro? That what you was doing was wrong. We always told you right. There was, honestly, the person you are today, bro, if you told me that you would be this person when I met you, I would laugh. I'd be like, nah, that ain't possible.
It's crazy, bro. It really is.
Yeah. That's
Me-
crazy.
For
You know.
me, not to brag, but like for me in school, I didn't really do much. Like worst thing I've ever really done in school is fight. That's really the only thing I did do. But my friends can tell you, I was really nice. The teachers liked me a lot. I was friendly to everybody. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really bully nobody, but I wasn't that nice to people I didn't like for good reasons. But other than that, I was doing okay in school. The teachers liked me. A lot of teachers missed me because I don't go there no more. I transferred, but like the teachers really like me. The students, they don't really mess with me like that. I don't get bullied. I just do the right thing. I always listen, pay attention. I'm just friendly.
I would say, I always try to tell people, because I didn't finish school and I regret it. Just make sure you finish school.
Um,
You know?
I kind of don't want to go to college, but at the same time I do. So I'll think about it.
Just go to college for what you want. And
Bro,
you
there's no
and
thinking
guess
about
what?
that.
You don't have enough time to wait. So right now is when you need to start, because guess what do you like doing more than anything? You know what I mean? You like animations, you like working on videos, you like making videos. That's what your passion is, right? Well, to do it at a
Yeah.
professional level, without going to college is almost like, I don't even understand. It's basically like winning the lottery, right? Yo, Thorn, thank you so much, bro. You a real one. That's Vince. But yeah, like, honestly, trying to become a famous videographer or a famous animator, or just a guy who even, because like in reality, what the school for is for your passion is going to be for networking, right? Because you already have the talent, and you could have all the talent in the world, but do you know how many animators are some of the best animators on the planet, but they don't land any movie gigs? They don't.
Gumball, 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 one of my favorite cartoons.
Some people, yeah. Guess what? I bet you if you look into the Amazing World of Gumball, you know, some of those animators, they definitely, I would say probably 90% of them definitely went to college, and that's how you meet this people. Because in reality, like, the world of entertainment is actually made up of different guilds. So there's a writers guild, there's an acting guild, and then there's an animation guild, and these guilds are basically like unions, and these unions is basically how no movie, no TV show can get done without these guilds approving it. You get what I'm saying? So, like, it's basically like how a construction building works. You can't get a building made without working with unions. Labor unions are what make, you know, the workforce for construction companies, and that's how things get done. And it's the same thing for movies. So, and like TV shows. So if you wanted to be able to animate for big TV shows or a big movie one day, you have to make the connections, and you have to join one of these guilds. And the only really way you're going to do that is probably meeting somebody in school, or meeting a professor in a college who's already in the guild, because there's so many professors who are already in animator guilds or acting guilds or writing guilds. Like, you just have to meet these people. That's the one thing I would say. From definitely, if you don't want to go to college, don't go for no reason. Go to meet people, you know, because
Yeah,
It's not going to fall
That's
on your
probably
lap.
the main reason of college. I feel like college is more about making friends than learning.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say just friends. I would say it's for networking. If you go just to make friends, then you'll have maybe some of the best lifelong friends ever, but it wouldn't have really helped you. It wouldn't have would have helped you. You would have some friends to get through the hard times, and that's beautiful. But if you're really trying to be one of the greatest animators ever, you want to go to college and you want to meet people who are actively already in the guild or trying to get into it, so you can get in and you can start showing your work to these people. And when big companies like Disney and other networks come around looking for animators, they can find you. You know what I'm saying?
At the same time, I'm kind of scared about
Like,
putting my animations on Disney, Nicktoons, Cartoon Network, etc. Only reason I would say why is because if you think about it, it's like they could take some of your company, and then
Well,
if they could take
I'm
your
not
whole
saying-
thing if they want to.
I'm not saying give them little ones. I'm saying so you could be doing little ones always, but what if you were in the guild and Disney said they needed somebody to make a brand new animation for this style of animation, and bro, you can do that. It's not going to be your idea. It's not going to be your little ones. It would literally be a brand new idea that they presented to you, and you would make that from scratch because you're an animator. And they'd pay you.
Oh, shit.
They'd pay you buku bucks, a lot of money to do that. You get what I'm saying? Money that you could then use to use more time and more resources and make your little ones videos better, or maybe start making the first ever plushies, like making prototypes of them so you can start having plushies. But like, these are the things you got to think about. And like, I wish when I was in school I thought about those things. I didn't. Guess what? I wanted to have friends, and I had all the friends in the world, and guess what? I don't have any friends now. The friends I have now are people in this Discord, and guess what? 90% of them I've never met in real life. I only talk to them through Discord. All of my other real friends, the guys I used to know, they're all dead or in jail or just doing nothing with their lives. So
Oh,
you have to find out at a point where it's like, okay, life is happening and it's happening fast. It's happening real fast. You're a kid and everything's great right now. But guess what? There's kids next to you that are going to be very successful because they've decided on what they want to be already. They already know the people that are going to help them to get to where they want to go. You have to make that choice too. You have to decide if it's really what, and you pretty much already have. I don't know any kid at your age who has as many animations as you. You know what I'm saying? Like, other than you, like Epic, I don't know anybody who's working as hard as you guys at your age. So like, you just got to stay focused. Because it's so easy once you start getting older and you start wanting to hang out with your friends and you start feeling like you have some freedom, and then you feel like, oh, but I'm not like other people. I'll be fine. That's how it always ends up. That's how it always happens, where you start doing the wrong thing. So like, you got to stay focused. I'm going to stay animated, and you got to keep on that goal, and you got to grow it. And then if I was you in school now, talk to teachers, because guess what? I'm sure there's some teacher at your school right now that knows how to animate. There's somebody in that building that knows how to animate. And if you could talk to them, I bet you they'd want to help you, and they'd give you tips. And
So basically, it shouldn't just be me animating anymore. I could probably get voice actors, maybe more animators, so that way it doesn't just have to be me all the time. You know,
Yes.
like more people helping me out.
Yes.
And then if it goes well, they're gonna want to sell my company.
Look, what I would say is don't focus on, right now focus on meeting people who want to help you because they believe in your vision. That's what you need to find. People who believe in what you're doing. They're not going to be the people that want anything from you. They're going to be the people that want to see you succeed. That's going to be their happiness. If you could find those people and then they actually help you, you can make decisions later on. Okay, since this person helped me and now this channel's monetized and I can hire an editor, or I can hire this, I can hire that. Hire the people you trust that actually do the job. Don't hire them because they were loyal, and don't hire them because they were your friends. Hire them because they can do the job. If they can do the job, you hire them. If they're your friends, that's a plus, right? But you have to make sure it's a loyal person and somebody who could do the job. That's the most important part. And you'll find these people, bro. It's gonna happen. And right now, think about it. When you first started, you used to tell me, what did you used to say? You don't think you'll ever get to 1,000, or you don't ever. Actually, you think it was lower than that at first. You don't ever think you'll get to a certain point, but you're already at 600, and it's only growing faster and faster. So you're gonna hit that 1,000 mark point soon, and then eventually you're gonna hit that point where you're allowed to apply for the YouTube partnership program, and you'll start making
I don't
money.
really know about that. Not saying I could quit, but I also looked up on Google. Turns
What
out
the heck am I hearing?
YouTube Shorts do not count against watch time, and I don't understand why.
It's views. So for YouTube Shorts, it's view based. It's not going to be watch hour based. It's going to be view based for Shorts. So, and the reason why is because somebody like you, especially, who makes these animations and they're very, very good, and you have like a lore behind it and everything. If you get that one video that, because you've seen the animation channels with videos that have 30, 40, 50, 60, 80 million views, you know? So with that being said, if you do get the video that hits in that nature, gets 90 million views, all of the other videos behind it are now going to start getting views too, because they're all the same content. You're just waiting for one to get the breakout, because it's not like the other content is bad. It's not that it's not getting views because it's bad. It's not getting views because it hasn't been shown to the right audience yet, right? And what if once you do get shown to that audience and you get these millions of views, it's going to be much faster than an actual YouTube video. So somebody with a large following on Shorts usually gets like 10 to 20 more times views than somebody with a large following on long form content, because Shorts are consumed a lot faster and more people watch them, you know?
Yeah, Shorts are more fun than YouTube videos, basically, because all you gotta do is just scroll instead of having to find the video.
Exactly. So that's that. And but with that being said, that's also why they don't count the watch hours, because it's not like they actually went out and picked your video unless they went to your channel. You're getting those views because there's so many people just sitting there and they're playing video roulette, just waiting for the next, swiping up whatever the next video is, They have no control in that part, So that's why YouTube take what's important to them is going to be overall views, because the way you keep getting views is based off of, I don't know if you look at your analytics, but you could go into the analytics and you can see.
All the time. Yes,
You
I
notice-
look at it all the time, and
you
it's
see
okay,
your-
I guess it's not the best, but it's okay.
What you got to focus on is making sure you got to look at your swiped away versus watched, right? Your swipe away versus watched.
Yes, I look at that. More people swipe than actually watch. I'm gonna tell you that.
Okay, so that's something you need to work on. You need to figure out why it's happening and change something so that more people can watch than swiping away. Also, you need to see in your best. Let's go look at your worst performing videos and see where they stopped watching, because it shows you the average on where they stopped watching. Check for when they stopped watching. See and look at it yourself and be honest. Realize maybe why you would have stopped watching. Why is the video bad? Like, why did they swipe away at this point? Think about it, and then so for the next time, go to your best video, the one you told me the top performer. You got 73 subscribers. What did you do good there? And also look throughout the video what was also missing, because there could always have been something else. You got to look over your videos and think about, okay, what could I have done here? And then also, you watch videos yourself. You watch a ton of videos. So you know what it takes to make a good video. So you need to start looking at your own video in that nature, okay? And maybe, you don't have all the skills that you need right now, but you do have the ability to realize what's good and what's not. So you have to start looking at your own stuff and kind of do like an audit, right? And just figure out, all right, what was good in this video, what was bad? And so when you make the next one, you don't make the same mistake that you thought was bad. You have to point out what you think is bad in your own videos and not do it again. You know what I'm saying? And that's how your videos are going to keep getting better and better and better. And the next thing you know, we'll be at 1K subs. For you need, I think it's like an absurd amount of views on Shorts to get monetized. But if you get one viral video, it's not really that great. You can get it with one video. Most people who get monetized on YouTube Shorts is usually with one video as well. It's usually how it happens. One video gets them I think it's 10 million views you need to get. on shorts?
Maybe I just need more FPS because every time I use more FPS, it gets more views. Like my most performing video, like it was like 49% of people watch while 51 scrolled away, and I thought that's actually pretty good.
It
So
is.
maybe I have to use more FPS per second and maybe make them longer. But that will also mean that I won't be able to post as often.
Posting as often doesn't matter if the content gets better. Do you get it? If your content's better, and people rather wait longer to get something better than get something that's not as good quickly.
I
So
treat animations like homework, basically, where every time I get done one animation, I have to work on the other, then another one, and then I get stressed
that is your
sometimes.
homework. Fun fact, that is your homework. So the one thing that I realized that school was really good at was building a work ethic. And one thing I always did at school was not good. I didn't do my homework. I wish I did. It would makes me right now, my life, a lot easier. Because a kid who always does his homework and then eventually starts, trying to work towards a goal in their life. Let's say they start working a job and maybe they don't like it and they want to do something else with their life. They're going to probably make it because they always did their homework. So now when they go to this job that they don't necessarily like and they go home, they don't just de-stress by watching TV and eating food and then going to sleep. This is the same person who did their homework every single day. So instead of leaving that job and just eating food and going to sleep and watching TV, they go home and do homework. They start working on that channel, that YouTube channel, or they start working on that side business that they're going to turn into their main business eventually. But they start working on it. They do their homework every single day. So, like, it is your homework. All your animations, that is your homework. Because that's the work you're doing at home. And that's what's going to separate you from being successful. Because guess what? Everybody goes to a job. That's the public. That's like going to school. Anybody can... When you go to school, anybody can show up. You've been to class. All the kids show up. But does everybody do their homework? No. Does everybody get good grades? No. But they all showed up. Anybody could show up. Showing up is the first part. Then applying yourself is the next, And just keep doing what you're doing. Honestly, your channel's growing at a good rate. You're doing really good. I would say for your videos, if you do want them, you notice that you had higher FPS in a well-performing video, it's because quality is important and audio is the main one. So you need to make sure that your audio sounds really, really good. It cannot sound cheap when you do the audios. Make sure the voices sound very, very crisp. And then the video quality, that you could worry about second. But more importantly
I think
is
my
definitely
quality's
audio.
pretty well.
Yeah, the audio is good. But what you have to be careful when you're using the voices is just make sure it's not too like, let's say you have two voices, make sure their voices are at
Too
the same.
robotish. Too robotish.
Yeah, make sure it's not too robotish because that ruins the aspect for the viewer. It now feels like, what is this? Like, if they could feel like it's a real voice and the voiceover versus a robot voice, it's always going to be better. And if there's two voices that are having a normal conversation, one shouldn't be louder than the other. And unless it's an argument and one is purposely being louder than the other. But if it's like if everybody's like on the same vibe, everybody on the same vibe should be at the same volume. And you should sound match them and making sure that they're on the same thing. If you're using CapCut, there's features to make sure that they're both at the same volume and sound the same.
I'm gonna be honest. So, it's this animator, and I'm gonna tell you right now, and he purposely make them terrible. Like, it's these two YouTubers named Uplu and Benji X Scarlet. You can look them up. It's ULPU and then Benji X Scarlet. If
Mhm.
you look at their animations, it's so terribly bad, and it's actually really bad. And then they purposely make it bad.
Mobile home.
Uplu, like one time, they actually made a whole song about shipping a brother and sister, saying like, they're dating each other, and that's so wrong in so many ways.
Y'all want
Like, it's this game called Dandy's World, and the two characters, Goob and Scraps, are siblings, and they made a whole song saying how much they love each other and stuff like that. And then the animations be horrible. Like, I'm telling you, they're so freaking bad. and yet they get a lot of views on their videos. Like Benji X Scarlet has 4 million subscribers, and they literally make songs about Gyat. Like they talk about Gyat in a lot of their videos, and then the animation is horrible. They're always using the same exact characters. They draw characters. It's horrible. Like I can show you.
But that's why that's why they're getting views. So they're getting views. I think I've seen this channel. My nephew watches them, right? What they're doing is, so they're playing. So what they're doing is they're playing into viral stuff. So they know that Sprunky and all these characters are viral. So they're taking advantage of that. That's all they're doing. They're taking advantage of these viral characters.
Actually terrible. Have you ever heard the song Sprunky, Sprunky, Sprunky? Yeah, I know you really want it.
No, I don't know the song for sure. No, I don't know that song. But the animations don't.
Got a big something like that.
Are they yours?
No,
Honestly, all they're doing is playing into those. They're playing into like the stuff that's necessarily not the best. This doesn't seem like the best channel. Hey, Kean, you are too loud right now. Oh God, I just had to mute that man. I had to lower him. He was way too loud. God.
Like
Sheesh.
it goes Sprunky, 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 yeah, I know you really want it, and then it starts showing all the characters twerking, and it's like, what is this? And yet that got millions of views.
Well, that's the point. The fact that you went, what is this? What is this? Is why he got the views. It doesn't mean it's good. So what I would say is don't get influenced by channels like that. Because that's like my hardest thing, right? It's like I see these people who make YouTube videos of like food challenges or anything that's like close to my style content. But they are very provocative. And I could tell that this is bad for kids. And they say things that are not so necessarily good. That's why they're getting the views. It's easy to do the bad thing. And it's easy to get views for it. It's harder to do the right thing. If you want, like if that's the life that... You obviously don't like it, and it's you see that it's bad animations. You see it's cheap. You see it's lazy. That's not the kind of person you are. If you were that kind of person, you would have been doing it already. From what I see, is just ignore the stuff. When you see stuff like that, don't compare yourself to it. Don't ever, because that's not you. You just told me when you told me you don't like that stuff. When you see, you're like, what is this? That's not you. So you don't compare yourself to it. I find myself doing that sometimes. I compare myself to some content, and then I realize like. They make like effectively what I would call as brain rot content. I don't need to compare myself to them, you know? I don't need to compare myself to something that I consider brain rot, you know? So
I don't get how brain rot just gets. I don't know how it does. I just do not know.
I don't know how the whole brain rot thing got blown out of proportion. So it all started off with like people just saying the word brain rot over stupid content. And the next thing you know, that Italian brain rot guy came out, and now there's like Roblox games.
For horror.
Yeah. Bro, my kids walking around all day talking about Toon Saru, and they cried because I didn't get them.
Ballerina cappuccino. Tra-la-la.
They wanted a $60. They wanted a $60 character in a Roblox game. It was a Roblox pet that they weren't even going to be able to take to other servers. It was only going to be in the Brain Rot server, and it was $60. I was like, you're crazy. Look, if it was a $60 pet that you could take to all the servers in the game, maybe I'll let you do that. But you're only going to be able to have them in the Brain Rot server? What happens when this server isn't fun anymore and you don't want to play it anymore? Like it's not the cool thing anymore. What happens now? We just spent $60 on that for nothing? On that character for nothing? That server's probably not going to be fun in a week, 2 weeks, when people stop caring about Italian brain rot, you know? Those things come and go fast. Lazy stuff is always going to come home fast.
Like this. Have they ever talked about someone named Ballerina Cappuccino?
Yeah, of course.
That's a ballerina with a coffee head.
Yeah, and then there's the Cappuccino Assassino. Yeah, they talk about it all the time. They are. Yeah. They're addicted to the Italian brain rot. But that guy's animations aren't bad though. He actually does pretty good animations.
Oh no, brain rot! It was all made. It wasn't made from one person. Other people pitched in and made their own brain rots, and they all ended up getting viral, basically.
Oh, okay. Because I always thought the Italian brain rot was started by like that one guy who makes a bunch of videos.
I don't know. I actually know the TikTok of the person who created Tung 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 Sahur. It got 98 million views, and I looked and I was like, "What is this?" Like, that's the source. Like, it just made that exact channel saying Tung 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 Sahur, he's gonna kill you, blah blah blah. And then when that went viral, other people made their other brain rot. It's like Skibbity Toilet died, and then Tung 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 Sahur came out of nowhere.
Yeah, yeah. Skibbity Toilet died, and here came Italian brain rot. You're right. You're right. Oh man,
And I was like, "What is this?"
wasn't Skibbity Toilet made by some really young kid too? It was like a 13-year-old who made that. Yeah, it was. It was like a 13-year-old who made Skibbity Toilet. It was a kid. It's
And
crazy.
then it was this one brain rot, and when I heard the name, I nearly lost my mind. The name of the brain rot was literally Gripe Pussy Me Doocy, and I said, they know what they're doing. Gripe Pussy Me Doocy was a purple, like, it was like a jellyfish.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. Of course, that's why they're getting millions of views. But what I see, the way I see it is like, that's just all that stuff. It's only famous for what? How long? Like a few months? If you want to make something
then
like that,
I
anybody could do
believe
that. It just dies out. Exactly. You know, I think it was Cat Williams. I think he said, I forget. I might have not been. There was this really famous guy who he said, if you want to get people to stick with you, then you have to make them like you. He goes, if they like you for what you're doing or for your flashiness, when that's gone, you know, then they'll leave too. People can't come watch you for an act. They have to come watch you for you. And that's harder to do. As you can see, it's easier to just try to like make something crazy and get a bunch of people to watch. But when it stops being viral, what do? You're done. Like,
Pretty much.
you just go back to living your regular normal life. Isn't the main goal of you making like animations? At least the main goal of me making videos is to not. I don't want to get one viral video and and then just go back to living a regular life where I work jobs that I didn't like. You know, I'm trying to do this as a career, and like if you want to animate for a career and make that your living, you can't focus on like the dumb
I
stuff.
feel like one of the main shows of Korea, I think it's Hello Kitty, My Melody, etc.
What's that? I don't even know what that is.
Wait, you don't know who My Melody or Hello Kitty is?
I know who Hello Kitty, but My Melody, what's that?
So My Melody, she's like a friend of Hello Kitty. My Melody is a pink bunny. Like she's like this white rabbit with like a pink hood on her head. And then like she appears in some videos and then she got her own theme song. It says Suki Suki Su Fua Fua Fu. Something like that. But like look at My Melody when you're done. Like she's one of the cutest characters I've ever seen. And not unattractive, but yeah, it's like she's this white bunny with
It's like a plushie. I'm looking at it.
pink
Netflix
hood.
has a show about it, right? It's on Netflix? My Melody and Kuromi?
Yeah, that's it.
Those
That's
animations are sick, bro. These animations are unbelievable. Let me mute so we don't get like muted. But I'm looking at the animations right here and they look crazy.
It was this one show. I think everyone remembers this show, but the show died. Does anyone remember Uncle Grandpa?
Uncle Grandpa.
Yeah.
Uncle Grandpa. Hold on. Yes. Yes. I did watch Uncle Grandpa. That was a really good show. That was on that was on Cartoon Network, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a great show. They stopped doing the show, huh?
yeah. One of my most favorite shows of all time. I was crazy growing up, but one of my favorite shows ever was Happy Tree Friends.
Happy Tree Friends? Is that crazy one where everybody gets killed?
Yeah, and almost every episode they have is a whole bunch of gore in it. Don't put it on stream because you might get taken off. But I think you can know what I'm talking about.
This is old YouTube. I don't even know how you know this. This was made before you were born. I used to watch this when I was a little kid. How do you even know about this? How do you know about it?
YouTube.
It's still on YouTube right now.
Back in like 2007, I used to watch them all the time. It was fun. I loved watching it.
Oh my god! Ah!
I love Happy Tree Friends.
I'm showing it on the stream right now. I hope we don't get in trouble for this. They got views. They're not. It's not age restricted though. They let me click on it. If YouTube allows them to post it, this better be able to play in my live. Look at this. This is crazy. What is this? This is the lemonade one.
Yes,